My dreams are nightmares. How can I sleep? You got the gun against me.
What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mattel WWE Ultimate Edition's John Cena. And so here we have the Ultimate Edition John Cena posed and out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's actually run through his accessories really fast. John Cena here does get 3 different head sculpts. We do have the smirking expression, which he has on him right now. He has a smiling expression where his teeth are showing, and I really love that head. And then we have a yelling face for John Cena. Cena gets 3 pairs of hands. We have a pair of grip hands. We have a pair of flat hands where his fingers are open. And then we have a pair of flat hands where his fingers are closer together. John Cena also comes with a Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect baseball cap, the Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect t-shirt. We get a set of dog tags for John Cena. And then finally, we do get the WWE spinner belt for John Cena. Other than that, he doesn't come with anything else, which I wish he came with a pair of fists. That's the one thing that I think he really needed, was a pair of fists. But there's plenty of fists that I can use for this figure. Or word life hands, that could have also worked. But anyway, let's actually move on to his details before I start rambling on about things he should have come with. And so here we have a closer look at the Ultimate Edition John Cena, and I will give credit where credit is due. Mattel actually did a really good job with the head sculpt on John Cena, although I think they made his chin a little bit too big. That would probably be my only complaint. I know John Cena has a really square jaw, but they made his jawline quite long. Like, it does look like Cena. The fact that he has a bigger chin does hide the fact that he doesn't have a neck. I think that if they place his head just a little bit higher and shave down just maybe like an eighth of this chin, it would look so much better. As far as the heads I'm going to use to display him with, I'm definitely using this one. This looks absolutely like John Cena. Like, there is no question that this is John Cena. So when I have him pose, this is going to be the head to go to. But anyway, let's actually move on to the head's detail. They did a really good job with fading the hair back here, which is how John Cena had it. And even here, look how big that chin is. That's Jay Leno chin style right there. Is it that way? Yeah, it's that way on all of them. Why does this one look much better? I don't know. But anyway, let's stop looking at his jawline because that's going to drive me insane. Really like the way they made his hair fade. That's a really good job there. It's really hard for toy companies to do that. It's actually not, but they just choose not to do it. So, ignoring the jawline. See, if we ignore the jaw, it looks so much like John Cena, and the moment we start adding the jaw, it loses that illusion that it's John Cena. I think the problem is they started out with this head and then retooled every head following it. So I think that's what went wrong here, because his expression does bring the chin down a little bit, where this one would have the chin up. I don't know, that's just my way of thinking. They retooled this John Cena head, which is probably the best John Cena head I have ever seen, and just made all the other heads based off of it, and that's probably why the chin is as long as it is. But anyway, talking too much about that chin, moving on to his torso. This is the same torso that we saw with Ultimate Warrior and Triple H, which is a good body for John Cena, I'm not going to lie. John Cena has a really toned physique, even at his age. Back in the day, he was ripped. I mean, John Cena had a body that every guy should try to strive for. If you're getting into bodybuilding, he had like the perfect body. I really love these armbands that they gave this particular version of John Cena. You see, it does have the dog looking at you, and the colors look really nice. The material on it is spectacular. I wish every John Cena armband was made of this material. It feels durable, like it's not going to rip, tear, or anything, so really do love that. Moving down to his armbands, one thing I love is that these are sculpted armbands. They are not that painted on stuff that we've seen in the past. And let's see if we can get it to focus. It does say Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect on them, so that's really good. I really love that. Moving on to his boxers, which are poking out of his jeans here. It does say Respect, Hustle, and Loyalty. Although it kind of loses the illusion when you get to the seam lines, but oh, that is really obvious. It says hustle, all loyalty. I'm not making that up. It's all loyalty. That is so hilarious. What does it say on this side? Hustlity. that I find that really funny. I don't know why that made me chuckle. The jeans, the jorts are done really well. I just wish they had a fade on them. I think that would have made them so much better. We've seen it done, especially on Woken Matt Hardy, but I would like to see more of the fade here. You can see they kind of did it, but it's not nowhere near like Woken Matt Hardy's. I really wish it looked like Woken Matt Hardy. They did sculpt the knee pads underneath the jorts, and unfortunately they did get some paint on the jorts, which is a little bit unfortunate. We do have his calves right here, and then of course his ring shoes, which look really nice. I love the white soles on them. His feet do seem a little bit long, like his feet are elongated. I don't know why, but I just have to point out the fact that his feet seem like they're a little bit too long. Other than that, I still think this is a really nice John Cena figure. If you don't have a John Cena in your collection, this is a figure to get. And I actually love it. Not the bazooka chin, but I do love this head. I'm probably going to swap it out before I do comparisons. So what we're going to do now is actually move on to the comparisons between John Cena and other figures you may have in your collection. And so here we have the Ultimate Edition John Cena posed next to the Ultimate Edition Brock Lesnar and a basic Jeff Hardy. And for our final comparison, here we do have the Ultimate Edition Series 5 Becky Lynch posed next to the Ultimate Edition John Cena. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually run through his articulation. Now, I did take the liberty of switching out the head, and just like I said, if you put the head not all the way down and give him a neck, this figure actually looks much better. I like this figure even more now. But let's actually pop his head all the way down. Oh, it wasn't even... Oh, this head just works better, honestly. I didn't even expect that. But anyway, moving on to his articulation. He does have a ball joint at the head, which he can look up really nicely. Surprisingly, he can look down, so really do like the range on here. He can tilt side to side. Really like that movement. Swivels left and right, no issues. So really love the range on the head. Arms are on ball joints. They do go out to the side, more than horizontal, so that is really good. They do a full 360, swivel at the bicep, double bend at the elbow, although he is kind of bulky, so it does limit, but it's still better than 90 degrees. We have a swivel and hinge at the wrist. No issue there, so I really do like that. We do have a ball joint here at the torso. Does go back, doesn't go that far forward, leans to the side, to the other side, and then we get some really slight swivel. We do have a swivel right here at the waist, although mine is a little bit loose. It's not too bad. Legs only go out to about that far. Let's see. Yeah, they don't go much further than that unless you shave off a little bit of the crotch piece right there. But I think that's acceptable. John Cena isn't doing anything too flashy, honestly. Legs go out only to about that far. I think he's using the old style hips that Mattel used to use, and I know some figures still use it. Not the best. I prefer the ball joint hips. So there is that. We do have a swivel at the thigh. Double bend in the knee goes all the way up. No issues, no hindrance. Although his knee kind of does flatten out, but there's no way to get around that with the way they sculpted it, unfortunately. We do not have a swivel up here at his calf. Instead, we have a swivel down here at his ankle. So that's really different because you'd expect the swivel to be up here. No, the swivel is right here at the boot. Besides that swivel, we do have a hinge in the ankle which goes back and forward. Now, one problem I have when they put the swivel this far on the foot, when you lean the foot back, I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's move that foot out of the way. The way this is engineered, you can see that joint wants to pop itself out no matter which way you go, and that will cause strain on that peg. So do use caution when using these ankle joints. We do have rocker ankle, so that works fine. And then we have a really nice toe joint. So John Cena here has a lot of articulation, which I really do like that. Really like the way this figure came out. Really glad I have him in my collection. I think I like him a little more than Becky Lynch. This is a much better figure in my opinion. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get John Cena posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the Ultimate Edition John Cena posed for my final thoughts, and dare I say, this is indeed the Ultimate Edition of John Cena. There is really nothing more you would want out of this figure, except maybe two things: a pair of fist hands and a pair of word life hands. I think that's the only thing this figure is actually missing, because he comes with the right amount of accessories, with the exception of the hands. I think the fists are something I could easily find, but the word life hands are something that this figure should have come with. That's John Cena's thing. As much as I want to say that's terrible, I still think he comes with enough to warrant the pickup. This is a really good John Cena figure, and it is really hard to say that, seeing as how many John Cena figures we've gotten in the past. This one probably trumps all of them. If you are looking for this particular version of John Cena, he is incredibly hard to come by. He was available on Ringside Collectibles early in the year. I passed up on it and then regretted it later on. Thankfully, Ringside was able to restock John Cena, and I was able to pick him and Becky Lynch up. Haven't seen these guys at retail, so that might confirm the theory that the Ultimate Editions are no longer sold in stores. If that is the case, you cannot find them at Target or Walmart anymore, but I'm not going to say that's a confirmed theory just because there's been no information on it. Although it is pretty hard to find the Ultimate Editions in stores. I've only ever seen them at Target, so I'm wondering maybe that lends credence to that rumor. But anyway, this John Cena is a must-have for any wrestling fan. This is the definitive John Cena. If I had one more thing they could have improved on, it's the title belt. If they had given us an actual spinner belt with this figure, it would be absolute perfection. With that being said, guys, I highly recommend the Ultimate Edition John Cena. He is the best version of John Cena you will have in your collection. So go ahead and pick this guy up at Ringside Collectibles. He is still available, so snatch him up now, because secondhand market, I've already seen him go up on upwards of $80 to $120. So you don't want to miss out on this figure. With that being said, guys, I'm King of Dragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other WWE videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you'd like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.